Do not scroll past this. Do not assume this is just another celebrity misunderstanding. Because what Joseph Zeng said to Bai Lu did not just respond to a rumor, it detonated an emotional chain reaction that no one saw coming. And if you think you already know who is right and who is wrong, stay with the story until the very last line, because the final moment will force you to question loyalty, pride, timing, and what happens when love becomes a second option instead of a first choice. The tension had been building quietly. After Bai Lu publicly accused Dylan Wang of using her and discarding her without warning, the world split into sides. Sympathy poured in. Debates ignited. Supporters praised her honesty. Critics questioned the timing. But beneath the surface of that chaos was another name being whispered repeatedly. Joseph Zeng. Fans remembered the history. The past closeness. The unresolved chemistry. The what if that never fully disappeared. Then something unexpected happened. Bai Lu was seen near Joseph's studio late one evening. No official statement.
No confirmation.
Just a blurred clip circulating online of her entering a private entrance, her expression unreadable. Speculation exploded. Was she seeking comfort, closure, reconciliation? For days, silence followed. Until Joseph decided to speak. The setting was not dramatic. It was during a promotional interview for his latest project. The atmosphere was calm,
Controlled.
professional. Then a reporter asked the question everyone was thinking. Have you reconnected with Bai Lu after her breakup with Dylan Wang? Joseph did not smile. He did not deflect. He leaned back slightly, his eyes sharpening in a way that signaled this would not be a polite answer. Reconnected is an interesting word, he began slowly. The room grew still. He continued, his voice steady but carrying unmistakable edge. You want me now after Dylan Wang rejected you? The sentence landed like a shockwave. Gasps filled the room. Even the interviewer looked momentarily stunned. Joseph did not raise his voice. He did not appear angry. But the hurt behind his words was undeniable.
He went on.
Where was this urgency before? Where was this realization when choices were being made? The clip spread across social media within minutes. Comment sections erupted again. Was he bitter? Was he protecting himself? Was he exposing a truth no one wanted to admit? Behind those words was a deeper story. Months earlier, before Bai Lu had gone public about Dylan, there had been whispers that Joseph had once expressed genuine interest in her. Not as a headline, not as a publicity pairing, but quietly, personally. Sources close to them claimed he had been patient, supportive, present, but timing had not been on his side. Now, in the aftermath of her very public fallout, she had apparently reached out. According to insiders, the meeting near his studio had been initiated by her.
She wanted to talk.
Not about headlines. Not about revenge.
About regret.
In that private room, away from cameras, Bai Lu reportedly spoke honestly. I made choices based on what I thought was right at the time, she said quietly. I did not see clearly. Joseph listened. But clarity after rejection feels different from clarity born of conviction. He asked her one question that cut deeper than any accusation. If things had worked out with him, would you be here? She had no immediate answer. Silence can be louder than confession. The meeting ended without resolution. And now, standing in front of reporters, Joseph was no longer willing to pretend neutrality. I am not anyone's backup plan, he added during the interview. I value myself too much for that. The statement resonated. Across platforms, people debated fiercely. Some argued that Bai Lu was simply seeking comfort from someone she once trusted. Others believed Joseph had every right to guard his heart. But what made this moment mind-blowing was not just the confrontation. It was the emotional layers beneath it. Bai Lu, once perceived as the wronged party, now faced questions about timing and intention. Joseph, often seen as composed and reserved, revealed vulnerability masked as strength. Days later, Bai Lu addressed the controversy indirectly during her own appearance. I never intended to make anyone feel like a second choice, she said carefully. Sometimes you only understand your feelings after losing something else. The phrasing was delicate, but it did not erase Joseph's pointed response. Meanwhile, Dylan Wang remained publicly silent, his absence from the discourse almost amplifying it. Three people, three perspectives, one tangled narrative of pride, timing, and emotional consequence. The most powerful moment came at an awards ceremony weeks later. Joseph and Bai Lu were seated at separate tables. Cameras frequently panned between them, searching for tension. At one point, during a break, their eyes met across the room.
No anger. No visible resentment.
Just understanding. Joseph gave a small nod. Not forgiveness. Not invitation. Acknowledgement. Bai Lu held his gaze briefly, then looked away. It was a silent acceptance of reality. That some bridges cannot be crossed simply because another path collapsed. In the weeks that followed, both focused intensely on their careers. Joseph poured himself into new projects, interviews reflecting a tone of independence and self-assurance. Bai Lu channeled her experiences into performances that critics described as deeper and more emotionally authentic than ever before. And the audience watched, learning, relating, reflecting. Because beneath the celebrity names and viral clips lies a universal truth. No one wants to feel like an option chosen after rejection elsewhere. No one wants to wonder if they are loved for themselves or for the timing of another's failure. Joseph's words were not just a clap back. They were a boundary. Bai Lu's outreach was not just desperation. It was confusion mixed with realization. And perhaps the most shocking part of this entire saga is that no one here is purely villain or hero. Just human. Human enough to misjudge timing. Human enough to speak from hurt. Human enough to protect pride when vulnerability feels too risky. So, what happens next? Will there be reconciliation? Will pride keep distance permanent? Only time will reveal that. But one lesson stands clear. Love chosen after loss must be chosen for the right reasons. Not convenience. Not loneliness. Not comparison. If this story made you pause, if it made you reflect on choices you once made or almost made, then do not just move on to the next headline. Think about it. Ask yourself, have you ever reached for someone only after something else slipped away? And if so, was it love? Or was it fear of being alone? Because in the end, Joseph Zeng did not just fire back. He reminded everyone watching that self-respect is louder than desperation. And sometimes the strongest response is simply refusing to be someone's second thought.